What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee back at it, man. And some people just don't learn their lesson. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to act like I'm some kind of saint looking down on people or whatever, right? We all make mistakes, but some individuals just flat out are a danger to themselves and others because they just do the same bullish.
Body cam footage is giving us a new look into the DUI arrest of Hulk Hogan's son, Nick.
Yeah, Nick Balea, also known as Nick Hogan, was pulled over by Clearwater police in November. And News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers joins us live in Clearwater with what the new video reveals.
Good evening. I'd say the biggest thing that we learned out of this new video was Nick's reasoning for smelling like alcohol. He told police it was because he was kissing his girlfriend. Evidently, that reason did not fly with Clearwater police as they arrested him for driving under the influence, despite his dad showing up to the scene. This is a look at when 33-year-old Nicholas Balea arrived at the Pinellas County Jail back in November. But now we're getting a new perspective, this time from body camera footage.
You almost ran me over. It was me that you almost ran over when you were driving right by me.
Police say Balea didn't move over for emergency vehicles with their lights on, saying it was that decision that led to officers pulling him over in the first place. But then the officer on scene smelled alcohol.
I can smell on your breath.
Okay, sorry, it's them. I was kissing her.
They then conduct a field sobriety test. This affidavit says Balea had an unsteady balance and bloodshot eyes.
I'm just going to place you under arrest for DUI. Next part of my investigation is a breath test.
As the officer was explaining what would happen if he refuses the test, Balea's father, Terry, commonly known by his professional wrestling ring name, Hulk Hogan, pulled up.
Good, man. Just checking on my son.
Who's in there? Driving.
The arrest was made here in Clearwater on Gulf to Bay Boulevard. But let's take you just over a mile down the road back in 2007. That's when police say Nicholas crashed into a tree. This is a look from our archives at what was left of his yellow Toyota Supra. Iraq War veteran John Graziano was Balea's passenger that day, leaving him permanently disabled. Graziano's mother, Deborah, sent this statement, 8 on your side, in light of Nicholas's DUI arrest, saying in part, quote, "He should be ashamed of himself, knowing that he virtually cost my son his life for all intents and purposes." She went on to say, "He should have been living a life to honor my son by at least never driving recklessly again and potentially harming someone else." Stay tuned here on News Channel 8. Coming up at 5:30, we hear from a legal expert who breaks down what body camera footage could mean for Nick's future in the courtroom. Live in Clearwater, Nicole Rogers, 8 on your side.
And yes, you see, we're talking about Nick Hogan, Nick Balea, son of Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, Terry Balea, however you want to reference him, the Hulkster, the man responsible for hulkamania. And we know the Hogan family has had a lot of drama over the years, from what we're talking about here with their son. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. You guys seen the body cam footage there. The man tried to say he reeked of booze because he was kissing his girl, man. I wonder if that was a first, if the police ever heard some ish like that before, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they hear all kinds of flunkery and just comical, even though it ain't funny. Someone behind the wheel impaired like that, putting the public at risk, people's lives on the line. But still, even with the severity and seriousness of different situations, I'm sure sometimes they get a bit of a chuckle at certain ish that they hear when they look back on it, or when they're chopping it up with friends or other cops talking shop. They're like, man, you heard this one? You ever heard a motherfucker say that before? That they were kissing their drunk girlfriend, and that's why they smell like booze. I don't know. I truly wonder if that one is a first. But all his ish, Hogan, we know the leaked X tape where he was piping down Bubba the Love Sponge's wife with Bubba the Love Sponge blessing. What a creep that was, man. And Hogan apparently didn't know he was being taped. The divorce with his wife. The wife apparently, from my understanding, was fucking with one of the sons who just got arrested here's friend. I mean, we all go through ish in life, man, and celebrities are no different to say, that is some Jerry Springer-like activities, I guess, would be an understatement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be rich as fuck and still have all the same drama and problems as poor white trash. But the other side of the coin, is which we were referencing with drama and things looking bad for the Hogan / aka whatever Bollea family, has been Nick, like you heard in that report there. This man paralyzed a war hero before, and here he is again now, getting saucy, getting behind the wheel, and more or less just not giving a fuck, not learning from his mistakes. You gotta always try and learn from your mistakes in life and try to do better. And hell, if you're the kind of individual that you just can't get right, like you're gonna make the same mistakes, how about look at it like, man, I'm gonna be a fuck up and continue to drink. Just, I won't get behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's perfect, but when individuals can die, you got to look at things a little differently. You know what I mean? And with this all being said, with Nick Hogan, Nick Bollea having this record and that being a well-documented thing and everything, you think that he might be in the boat where he could be looking at some time, but what they really didn't go over in that report is, I don't know if this is because who his pops is, or because they got a good lawyer, or it's just a fucked up situation when it comes to sentencing guidelines with the law, as this wouldn't be his first DWI, but maybe enough time passed where it's to the point that time wasn't mandatory. It can go like that sometimes with sentencing guidelines, where if a certain amount of time passes and you haven't reoffended on the same kind of crime, in this, we're talking about DWI or DUI, however it's referenced by the law book with whatever state you live in. You know what I'm saying? Same charges, different names. I don't know why it all played out the way that it did, but this case is seemingly over. He more or less got a slap on the wrist once again, as he got a year probation, where I guess after so long, if he's been keeping his nose clean, he can file to get terminated from probation early. He got his license revoked or taken away for a year, and $1,000 fine plus court surcharges and all that. So really, it's a slap on the wrist. He's pretty much walking away from this in a sense like it never happened. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think about it. If you think that who he is had something to do with it, or because, sometimes that can work against individuals as well. Like, they think because they're got hulkamania in their DNA, it's all good, it's all gravy. Nah, fuck this individual. Let's make an example out of him. But I don't know, in this sense, like you said, he walked away with a slap on the wrist. And again, you'd think sometimes, it's easy for people to ignore the stuff they do. You know what I mean? Like, not really look at the true nature and take it for what it really was. That, like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I would never really hurt anyone or whatever, like, just push it off, pass the buck up off you, like it's not that serious. But this guy paralyzed someone before, so to see him back out here behaving in the same way, doing the same ish, I don't know, either he's narcissistic or he just doesn't give a fuck, or he's a drunken fool. I don't know. But there you have it. Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Hogan / Nick Bollea, back at it. This happened in 2023, November. The case just wrapped up, but back behind the wheel, driving drunk, and he gets a slap on the wrist. Let's talk about it all in the comments below. Have you ever had a DWI? Did it change the way you did things? Did you, think, man, I gotta switch up how I'm moving? What do you think about his failure to change his ways? And anyone, again, the whole fame aspect, do you think that helped him out? As this did happen in Clearwater, and that's like Hulk Hogan's headquarters. He's got a restaurant there and everything like that. Maybe his involvement in the community, he could grease the right palms or something like that helps the family out, get out of jail free card. I don't know. And anyone else out there, if you'd like to share if you've ever been the victim of someone driving drunk, and how you view all this, your perspective. As if you're new to this channel, we cover music, news, sports, current events, all kinds of stuff. But the whole idea here is to chop it up and talk with all the people out there, get everyone's take and opinion. So hit them comment threads. Look forward to talking with you. Subscribe and stay tuned for more news and content. It's Coffee signing out, y'all. Peace.